You may have noticed I've been particularly quiet on YouTube recently. Now there is a very good reason for that. So in today's video I thought I'd give you a glimpse of what I've been up to over the last few years. So we bought this house a few years ago as a complete renovation project. The house was full on 1970s, and although it had been kept to a very clean standard, it was dated and desperately needed modernising. So we spent the next 2 years of our life renovating the house. We started by ripping out the bathroom on the first day, knocking through into the next room to make space for the walk-in shower, and along with that we fitted a double sink, a separate bath, we tiled pretty much the whole room, and I even learnt to plaster. We then moved on to the old kitchen. We stripped it back to bare brick, updated the electrics, boarded the walls and fitted a second-hand kitchen. This was always going to be the utility room long term, so we didn't want to spend too much on it, hence the second-hand kitchen. It was finished off with the parquet floor being restored and new downlights fitted to the ceiling. Once that was done, we moved on to the hall. Again, we ripped everything out and started again. We made a new staircase storage unit and changed the 1970s banister. The living room had its rather large chimney breast removed. We fitted some more sockets and then made a smaller false chimney. This was not only aesthetically pleasing, but it also allowed us to put our TV in the gap. After a few months of owning the house, we started to build our dream kitchen extension, and at the same time the new garage that you guys know all too well. I designed and built the garage from scratch, and we employed a builder to build the shell of the extension. The garage was done first, and then once the builder had left, I set about making an empty shell of a kitchen, one to be proud of. I fitted the units, the island, worktops, as well as the flooring and plumbing. The house was starting to take shape. After about 9 months, we moved on to the garden. We reused many of the former slabs, built a carport, a big gate, a lean-to extension under the rear of the garage, just to store stuff. We built a fence, pergola, and many other things. Now my wife and myself did 95% of the renovations ourselves. We only employed 2 tradesmen in the end, and that was pretty much because we had to. It was very hard work, don't get me wrong. However, we also found it very satisfying, and it did help us get through lockdown. So now our nest is pretty much built. It's 2021 and it's time for our baby boy to be born. So it came the tail end of that year, and once everything had settled down, I started to pursue my dream of YouTubing. So I just spent a few hours a week, just in my spare time. I didn't have a lot of spare time, but just what I had, making content for you guys. So fast forward to around a month ago, which is back end of 2023, 2 years after my son was born, and as you can imagine, I haven't had a lot of time, so the house still isn't 100% finished. So it's mainly outdoor areas and particularly the front garden. So in the last few weeks I've been gutting the front garden. We've removed 18 tonne of grass and waste soil, added 12 tonne of hardcore followed by 3 tonne of decorative stone. Alongside this we've constructed a new gate and a fence, hardcored the side of the garage and started to concrete it, fitted soakaways, removed the jungle from the side of the house, and again hardcored and gravelled that too. So all in, over the last month, the house has taken up a lot of my spare time, but we are finally getting there, which means I can concentrate on my family and YouTube once again. So I've got some very exciting news. I have bought a 2-post lift for my garage. That comes in a couple of weeks, and I figured I might do a little series on fitting that and showing you guys exactly how to fit it and what I do to fit it, because I need to do quite a lot of modifications to my garage. So if that's something you're going to be interested in, guys, just let me know in the comments box below. So for the next few weeks, I need to prioritise rearranging my garage, fitting the lift, and then we can crack on with the Novas and the other cars and hopefully get some projects finished. So just bear with me, guys. Now, I'm obviously doing all this between working a full-time job and seeing friends and family, etc, etc. So at the minute, I spend about 10 hours on YouTube. I'd like to spend more, but I can't with what commitments I have. So, if you want to support the channel, all you need to do is hit the like button, leave a comment below, and subscribe. And obviously, if you really want to help, share my videos with friends and family. And let's try and get the channel growing a little bit, so I can pull a little bit more money in from YouTube and hopefully make better content for you guys. Fingers crossed. Anyway, that's why I've been quiet recently, and that's what I've been up to. I hope you enjoy the rest, snip it into my personal life. If you want to see more of the house build, we do have an Instagram page and it's called Hammering at Home. Give us a follow, see what you reckon. So I just want to say big thank you for all the support so far, guys. If you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and stay tuned for more. Bye bye.